Hey, what's up? It's JJ the Lonely Bull in Asia here in my Bangkok condo, getting ready for my Sunday morning coffee. How you guys doing? Let me see. Oh, we already got 15 people on. That's great. Some of you probably came from Geo's channel. I appreciate that. Right off the bat, make sure you hit that thumbs up because that really helps the algorithm, helps get my video out. Once we're done streaming, it gets the recorded video out to other potential viewers. So I would really appreciate that. Let's see, how's everything else going? Let me see what that says. All right, I've got my two monitors here. So this is my cool little studio setup. When I moved here from my old condo back in November of last year, I wanted to find a place that was big enough so I could have a real studio space and not have to use my living room like I was before. So that's where I'm at. Let me see. Let's get caught up on chat real quick. Short ones here. Colin running the gauntlet says, morning, Lonely Bull. Good morning, Colin. Thanks for coming on. Rez Smith says, is Geo watching? I don't know if Geo's watching. He should. I watched his stream, so it's only fair, right? And I need the viewers more than he does. He's got tons of them. So have you ever worked in radio? Yeah, for 30 some years I was in radio. That was my original career. I wanted to do radio since I was a kid, and so I'm a child of the '60s. So growing up in the '60s and '70s, radio was it. That was all you had. We didn't have internet, obviously. We didn't have streaming. We didn't have all of those options. So radio was it. So there were, and it was AM radio back in the day. So we would listen to, we had a local radio station, and then there were two radio stations outside of Omaha, Nebraska, or in Omaha, Nebraska, that I would listen to. And those were WOW, which was 59 or 590 WOW, and then 1290 Coil, KOIL radio. Those were the two super top 40 radio stations back in the day, and we would listen to that. And then at night, we had there was a farm station in Lexington, Nebraska, that it was a huge signal. But at night, when the sun went down, it would go directional west. And when that happened, they were in the same frequency. Well, they were 880 AM. And so when they went west, I was able to pick up WLS 890 out of Chicago, and I could listen to, depending if it was a winter, I could listen to the last hour of John Records Landecker in his afternoon show, and then Jeff Davis, his evening show, and then Yvonne Daniels at overnight, and then maybe the first hour of Larry Lujak and Little Tommy in their morning show before the sun came up and the farm station went back multi-directional, so, and I'd lose their signal. But that was fun. I mean, man, when I was like, I remember when I was 8 years old, I had a little record player, and I would get a stack of 45s, and I'd have it timed out to exactly 30 minutes or give or take a few seconds, and I'd have my own radio show, and I'd pretend I was a DJ. So ever since I was probably 8 years old, I wanted to be a DJ. So it was a fun career. Chillin says, good morning, Chillin. Thanks for coming on. I wish I could have gotten into working in radio. It was so much fun. I mean, the pay wasn't great. I worked in a few top 100 markets, so it was a lot of fun. So, greetings from Udantani. Okay, nice, Dr. Zombie. Thanks for coming on. I think you were on last week too, if I remember right. Let's see. William says, I was born in Offutt Air Force Base. Okay, living here in Bangkok. Small world. Nice. Yeah. My sister's in the Navy, and she traveled all over, and she was kind of my inspiration for traveling because she spent 2 years in Rota, Spain, when she was in the Navy. So there's a woman on YouTube I watched, Nicole Sandler, who worked in LA with Mark and Brian. Oh, nice. Yeah, those are a little bigger markets than me. Deso Mahoney says, good morning from Ireland, JJ. Very sad accident I saw on our national news channel here at home of that bus and train not far from your school. Yeah, that was sad. I saw the video of that. Yeah, so it was a bus train, not a BTS or anything like that. It was just a regular train. But last count, there were 8 casualties, so that's really sad. But yeah, that's too bad. Good morning, JJ. Good morning, John. John P. from Asia. Thanks for coming on board. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. One, I finished my education visa, and now I'm on a retirement visa. That all got finalized this past week, so I'll talk a little bit about that. I'll talk about my music channel that I launched 2 weeks ago now. This will be the third show coming up, and I changed the first 2 shows. I debuted, did the premiere in the morning, Sunday mornings here. So it was like 6 a.m. here, and it was a 2-hour show, and I got limited number of views. So I thought, well, I'll try it tonight. So I'm going to do it tonight. I'll debut show number 3 tonight, premiere it at 10 p.m. Thailand time. So that would be 11 p.m. Eastern time in the U.S. So we'll see how that works out. But you guys are more than welcome to check it out. It's at JJ Radio Guy. That's my channel. So if you want to check out, you like 80s music, I throw in some 70s once in a while. But I don't get paid for that channel because once I get monetized, all the money off of AdSense will go to the record labels. So I don't get any of that money. So it's a definitely a labor of love. It takes me about 3 hours to record a 2-hour show, and then it takes about 5 to 6 hours to edit it and upload it to my YouTube channel and get things ready to broadcast. So 9 to 10 hours a week I'm working on this. So if you guys watch it and you like it, you listen to the music and you like it, you can contribute by buying me a coffee. So, but there'll be a link on that page for that. But you don't have to, just listen to the music. It's great music. Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett. Yeah, he's from there. I wish he would give some money to the Nebraska football program. That would be nice, but he doesn't like sports. So David says, hello, JJ from Arizona. Hi, David. Thanks for joining. Let me see. It's, what about 6 p.m. there? 7 p.m. there? Okay, so we're all caught up in chat. We got 23 on already, so that's awesome. Hit that thumbs up, guys. We'd appreciate that. I got my coffee, got my Yeti mug, which I purchased that here. Actually, I got it through Lazada, which is like a cheap. I don't know if you're familiar with Lazada, but it's like a Temu type thing. You got a couple of you got Shopee and you got Lazada here in Southeast Asia or in Asia. I purchased this through Lazada, and I'm thinking, oh, it's probably a knockoff, but it wasn't. It's the real thing, so I'm super happy about that. But let's see. Good evening, chaps. Good evening, Kiki and Jasmine. Thanks for coming on. Another Irishman. How long have you lived in Bangkok? Just over a year and a half. Excuse me. I'm dealing with a little. We had some rain this week, a little bit of rain, and it's affected my. Yeah, about. Let's see, I moved to Bangkok at the end of October or mid-October last year. So it's been about a year and, January, March, April, May, year and 7 months. So, yeah, and it's been great. This is my second condo I've lived in. First condo was actually in Samut Prakan, which if you bring up a map, you go as far south in Bangkok as you can, and the next province is Samut Prakan, or the next province, I guess you call it. And I lived there for a year, and it was a nice condo, very small though. It was about 30 or 30, not even 32 square meters. So it was very small. It was a 1-bedroom, but really it's kind of like those shotgun. So you walk in, the living room and the kitchen, or the living room's right there, and then there's a bedroom that's basically at the end of the living room, and there's a little glass partition with a glass door to separate the two. So it wasn't really a room, but it was nice, and it had a kitchen and a small balcony that had the washing machine on it. So it wasn't really functional as far as wanting to sit outside. But it was cheap. It was only like $350 a month or something like that. So I stayed there for a year, and then I wanted to get closer to this area. Hang on just a second, guys. I got a cough. Sorry about that. Just have this drainage in my throat. It's been driving me crazy. Anyway, so when my lease was up, I looked around here, and I like Prom. I love the neighborhood here. So I found this place. I actually stayed at this, not this unit, but this building a couple of years ago when I first started coming to Bangkok, and I really liked it. So when this came available, I snapped it up. But you pay 1 month rent and 2 months deposit, and I got my deposit back from my other place, and was able to use that to make the deposit here. I paid about twice as much as I did there. I was paying 12,500 baht, which is about $370, something like that, depending on the exchange rate. Here I'm paying 25,000. They wanted 30, but I got them talked down to 25. But I did sign a 2-year lease because I knew, I just started the education visa, so I knew I was doing the Thai lessons for at least a year, and I knew I was going to be here long term. So I had no problem signing the lease. And I've never had any problem getting my deposit back anywhere in Southeast Asia. I had two long-term rentals in BGC, Bonifacio Global City, in the Philippines, and never had a problem getting my deposit back. In fact, the last place, they let me use 1 month of my deposit for my last month's rent. So that was really nice. So every time you hear these stories, horror stories of, oh, you rent in the Philippines, you rent in Southeast Asia, don't think about getting your deposit back because you never will. That's not necessarily true. So let me see. There's no Timo there. I don't think so. I've gone on Timo before, and I've found some items, and when I try to put in the address, it doesn't give me an option for Thailand. So I don't know. There may be a Timo Asia or something that I'm not finding online. Hi, what is your personal view of being an expat in Jomtien? I've only went to Jomtien a few times, so I don't really know what the vibe is there. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've heard that it's more laid back than Pattaya. But to me, it just seems like the times I've been there, it's kind of, I've never really explored all of Jomtien, just the main area where the beach is and across from the beach. So it's okay, but I've never heard anything bad from any of the people that live there. So I need to check it out a little more, I guess. Village Frog says, how did you handle the money requirement for your retirement visa? Well, I had to do the 800,000 baht. And the nice thing is I already had a non-immigrant visa, so I didn't have to do the 3-month thing before the 12-month retirement visa. I was already in that process. So I will have to go back next month because my 90 days will be up from what my education visa is. So I'll have to do a 90-day check-in by June 22nd. Other than that, I got my 12-month retirement visa. It's all good to go. JG, you have a great intro. Have you ever checked out Mark Marone's sitcom from 2013? Funny series. He did a podcast out of his garage in the show. A great intro as well. Check it out if you haven't. I have not. I've never heard of him, so I might have to check that out. Thanks. if you don't mind me asking, which Thai language school do you recommend? Well, I looked at like 6 or 5 different schools, and they all had different prices. They were all in different locations. I ended up going with kind of a middle ground as far as price was concerned, and I went with Sandy Thai Language School over on Ramen 9, about a 5 minute walk from Central Ramen 9 and the MRT. And to me, it was, I mean, I thought they did a great job. The lessons were good. They kind of combined not just speaking and understanding Thai, but also reading and writing Thai. So it was a little more detailed in that respect. Also, the cost was pretty decent. I think I paid 25,000 baht for the first 2 levels, which was about an 8 month program. I did not sign up for level 3 this time around. I went with the retirement visa, but level 3 would have been more conversational Thai. And my thought was, well, I can do a private tutor. One of our teachers up at the school, or she doesn't work there anymore, but she used to. She does private tutoring for like 300 or 400 baht a lesson. So I thought, well, I'll just do that, and that'll be my conversational Thai. That way, I can focus on what I need to learn as far as conversation, and not what their curriculum shows. So here's the schools I checked out. I checked out AAA Language School, and they had an 11-month program for 30,000 baht, which is about 900 US dollars, and that includes the textbooks and the paperwork. The Knowledge Language School, I looked into them. They had an 8-month program, which was 36,000 plus 1,500 for incidentals, I guess, and a 14-month program, which was 47,500 baht plus the 2,000 for the visa. Then Sandy, for the 8-month program, was 23,000 plus you had to pay the 2,000 for the visa, and you had to extend every 3 months with all these. Every 3 months you have to, or 90 days, you have to extend your visa. That's 1,900 baht. Then I also checked out ALA or ALA Language School and Pro Language School, but I went with Sandy. I just liked the vibe. I liked the people I talked to in administration, and once I started, I liked the teachers. They were really good. So I'm happy. I was happy with the outcome, and I did the 2 levels, and now I'll look into doing private tutoring while I have my retirement visa. So everything's working out really well for me, guys. I'm super happy. They have a symphony in Bangkok and a symphony hall. Yeah, that's what I've heard. And a lot of times they'll do these concerts in the parks all around. Bangkok's got a ton of parks, so they'll do a lot of these concerts outside in the parks too. I've heard that the CIA says that Mandarin Chinese is the most difficult language for a non-speaker to learn. Yeah, I've heard that too, but I don't know. I've never even thought about learning Chinese. That's the last thing on my list. The Bangkok Symphony Orchestra is fantastic. They typically play in the Thailand Cultural Center. They play free concerts in Lumpini Park in January and February. Lots of classical in Bangkok. Yeah, that's what I heard, Marty. Yeah. Los Angeles looks bad. Worse it's getting. Oh, that's too bad. They should have a driving school visa there. I don't know if they have a visa for that, but you should probably do the driving school if you want to drive. I wouldn't. Went to Duke Language School. Highly recommended. Located at the Nana BTS stop. Intense, though. 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Yeah, that's long. Mine was under 2 hours a day, 4 days a week. Leaving for Singapore tomorrow night. The fun is almost over. Nice. I like Singapore, but very expensive. Did you use an agency for your visa? If so, do you mind sharing the contact? I did use an agency. I probably won't share the contact um, just because you might have a different. I don't want to say, I don't want to give an agency a recommendation or anything like that. And if it backfires with somebody, they come back on me and say, "Hey, you loser." So I don't want to do that. So just do your due diligence and check out. Um, you'll find the ones. Just look for the reviews. That's the best way to find the good ones. But yeah, I did use an agent, and it was all good. It only cost me 20,000 baht for the whole process, and I got my visa within a week. My stamp. So 600. So it was 20,000 baht. So it's about $600. So that comes to, for 12 months, that comes to about $50 a month. If you go to the Philippines and do a tourist visa, it costs you now between $45 and $65 a month to extend that visa. So, and that's just a tourist visa. You got a lot more perks with a retirement visa here. So I've got my bank account and all that. Of course, I did my bank account when I had my ed visa. The nice thing about Sandy School is they did all the paperwork for me. So when I first got my education visa, I met them at immigration, and they walked me in, and they had all the forms ready, everything ready to go. So all I had to do is wait in line, pay the 2,000 baht, and boom, got my stamp. Every time I had to do an extension or a check-in, they gave me all the paperwork and got me ready to go. That was super easy. When I wanted to open up my bank account, they did all the form work for me. They filled it all out and told me, it's like I said, this is the bank I want to go to. This is the day I want to go. So they had all the forms ready, went to the bank, boom, really super easy to get my bank account open. So they did all the work. So it was really easy for me. Is your apartment nice and cool, but the hallways super hot? I've always noticed that. The hallways aren't super hot. A couple of we got 4 elevators. A couple of them don't have AC, but 2 of them, or if they do, it's not very good. And 2 of them do have pretty good AC. So when it gets really hot is like when I walk out on the lobby floor where the elevators are, because it's all windows and it faces the sun. The sun's just beating right through. And even though they're tinted glass, it still gets pretty hot. So when you first walk out of the elevator, you kind of get a little heat. But other than that, it's not too bad. And then, you know, we got 4 elevators, so the wait time is pretty minimal. Just thought it may help your music channel growth. I think many Thai like American pop, even from the 80s. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's slow growth. I mean, growth. Like I get a couple hundred views each week, but those shows are still out there. They're like evergreen, so they'll be good no matter what. Because what can I say? It's all 80s music, some 70s. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But it is, like I said, a labor of love. But yeah, that was the first career I had, the longest career I had, and the most rewarding career I had. I could tell you so many stories about being in radio. You would not believe. It kind of got kind of crazy sometimes. So the retirement visa's in good shape. I'm super happy about that. So now I'm good for a year. If I wanted to leave the country, I would have to get a reentry stamp each time I left. You got a couple of options. So if you just want to leave one time in that 12-month period, just get a single reentry, and that's 1,000 baht. You can either get it at immigration or get it at the airport before you leave. Or if you're thinking of traveling numerous times in that 12-month period, and I would say more than 3 times, so 4 times or more, it would be better to get a multiple reentry stamp, because that gives you unlimited reentry back into Thailand for those 12 months. That cost is 3,600 baht. So and I don't know how long I'm going to go on this live because my throat is really killing me. So uh, I don't think I'm going to travel 4 times this next year outside of the country. I think most of my travel is going to be within the country. I may go out of the country twice in the next 12 months. So I'll just get a single entry each time for the 1,000 baht. I know it'll be a little more of a hassle if I go through immigration. I'll have to wait. It'll be a 3-hour process or 4-hour process. But you know what? That's not a big thing. I'm retired. What else I got going on? So, but anyway, so that's my plan. So if you do a retirement visa and you want to travel outside the country, depending on how often you want to travel, that would be whether you get a single or a multi reentry stamp, because there's that break point where it's more it's better to do the 3,600 if you're planning on doing a lot of traveling outside. So anyway, let's see. What else do you guys have in mind today? I'll just, we can open everything up if you like. Morning greetings from Ubon Ratchathani. Stuck here at the moment on my way to the border tomorrow. You going to Laos or Cambodia? Which border are you talking about? Why do you have to get so many stamps? Seems ridiculous. Well, you only get a stamp for reentry. You got to get a reentry stamp. If you don't get a reentry stamp, then they cancel your current visa, and you just come in on a visa-free entry. So you have to get that stamp. I guess it's a way for them to keep track of who's coming and going, I guess, or who's got their visas, who's keeping their visas, or that sort of thing. I guess they don't want people just running out in the country willy-nilly without any verification. So, but yeah, I mean, you can get one multiple entry stamp and that you're good for the year if you want to do it that way. But I don't see me traveling that much, so I don't think the 3,600 baht is worth my investment. I know it should all be on computer rather than all those stamps. Yeah, eventually it's going to come to that. There won't be any passports anymore. It'll all be facial recognition and all that. So, but I don't know when that's coming. Do you think, JJ, think that getting in with a Thai visa now would make you grandfathered into the system as a hedge to any upcoming changes in the Thai visa system? Yeah, I think the if they were to make some drastic change with the retirement visa, I would probably be grandfathered in until that 12-month period is up. But I don't see them making any changes. I mean, for the retirement visas, I don't think those are going to change anytime soon. They haven't changed forever. It's the free entry visa coming in. They're changing that from 93 countries to 57. That's the talk. They want to reduce the stay for free visa-free entry from 60 days to 30 days. So that's the main talk. And then the DTV, which is really a tourist visa, they're thinking about overhauling that. But right now, everything's in committee. Everything's in just the talk stage. They kind of throw these little things out to the public and see what the comments are and see what the reaction is, positive or negative, and then they'll make some decision after that. But it's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, if it does happen this year, it'll probably won't happen until maybe August or something like that. But more than likely not till the end of the year or next year, even if they do anything drastic. I am older than you, but never really liked radio all that much. Can't remember the last time I listened to it. Well, I don't listen to radio anymore. I mean, just the land radio. I mean, it's so bad now. It's owned by like 3 major companies, and they do all their programming from one city and send it out to everybody else in the country, in the U.S. So it's not really radio that I knew growing up. It's not DJ centric. It's not, the hits aren't decided by the listener anymore. I'm on the DTV, so basically have to leave every 6 months. Yeah. Stand by on that one, Dr. Zombie. We'll see if anything changes. Hopefully not for your sake. That would definitely not work for me. I travel quite a bit. Yeah, we'll just get the multi-entry, 3,600 baht, gets you good for the year, the entire year. You can come and go as you please. Do you think they're worried about over-tourism there? They're worried about bad actors, bad tourists. And you see all the time on social media and the news where foreigners are getting into fights. I've got a video on my members page. So if you guys want to be a member, it's only 99 cents a month, but that will post at some point on the public page, and you'll be able to see that if you want. But talking about, you got these tourists in these bad areas like in Pattaya and Phuket, some places around Bangkok where they're always getting into fights, and they're either fighting each other or they're fighting Thais, which is a big no-no, and they're abusing the free entry visas by working here illegally. There's just a lot of stuff that the Thai government wants to clean up. And so they're looking for a more quality tourist rather than quantity of tourists. And I can't blame them, really. I mean, have you seen some of the losers that come out here? I saw a guy the other day. He had the poop locks, the dreadlocks, and he looked like he hadn't bathed in weeks. Younger guy, maybe 30 years old, sitting with a sign, need money for travel. It's like, what the hell are you traveling if you don't have any money? So I understand they want to clean that part up. We'll just see how it goes. They didn't grandfather me when they added an insurance requirement for the OA visa in 2019. Okay. Hello from Chiang Mai. Hey, hello. Kokalti. How long have you been there? You just got there, right? Recently? Here in Mexico, they have had protests because of rent going way up and locals can't afford the rent. Yeah, that's a problem. You got all these foreigners that come in and are willing to pay a higher dollar for rent, and it kind of pushes the locals out of the market. I've seen that happen a lot in the Philippines, too. My question is it a good idea to get an O or OA visa now in order to be grandfathered into the Thai visa system in case there are any changes? I don't know, because there hasn't really been any talk about changing the retirement visas. I haven't heard any talk about that. So I don't know. I mean, if you're in a position that you can do that, go ahead and do it. But if you're thinking that you need to jump the gun and do it before any changes happen, I would just kind of take a wait and see attitude. Because what's going to happen is if they do make a change, they're going to announce it, and they'll announce it on the what's the newspaper, Marty, that they do all the official announcements on? Because it's not official until you see it in that paper. But they'll announce it, and there'll be a date and time when it's going to happen, so you're going to have time to make any decisions. Thailand is okay for a vacation, could not live in that country. Okay. Well, it's not for everybody, I will tell you that. Gio claims dating is good in Kenya, but always seems to be single. Well, he's single for a reason, so he can date. That's why. So there's a difference between being single and alone and being single and dating. And Gio is taking advantage of the latter. I can't blame him. I saw your latest video, by the way. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Royal Gazette. That's it. Yeah. Thank you, Marty. I knew you would know. Yeah. If it's not in the Royal Gazette, it's not official, guys. Gio likes being single. Yeah. Well, I think everybody, if they had a choice, they would like to be single. But, you get to a point in your life. I've been married twice. So my feeling is every relationship is going to fail at some point. because in my personal relations, every relation has failed. That's why I'm single now. So obviously, it's like the Moneyball quote. if you lose your last game, nobody gives a shit about your season. That's me. If you break up with your last girlfriend or wife, nothing else. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You're still going to be single. So, but at some point, it's like, do I want to have a companion, a female companion, to kind of be with in the latter days of my life, or would I be just as happy to move to Hua Hin and get into a senior living facility and have everything taken care for me? I don't know. We'll see what happens in a few years, I guess. Hi from Queens, New York. YouTube sends me the interviews you do with other channels. I must say, in the last one, you look like a Catholic priest wearing a white microphone against the black shirt. Yeah, I saw that. That was with Cal, C-A-L, his channel. And we're sitting at Benjasiri Park, and it was so hot. But I'm wearing a shirt just like this, only it's black. And he had a clip-on mic, but it was white. So I was wearing it on my collar, and it literally looked like a priest's collar. It was kind of funny. So I wanted to bless him. Oops, missed one here. Let's see. Thai PBS just posted that they're talking about merging visas and doing away with some or all together. Okay. Interesting. Did they say which visas they're talking about? As far as the tourists that create nothing but drama, Thailand has every right to protect their respectful and beautiful culture. Their implementation of a more stringent vetting process is needed. Absolutely. I think every country is either moving in that direction or want to move in that direction. Nobody wants foreigners coming in and ruining their country. Nobody wants that. So I don't blame Thailand for doing that or being that way. I remember going to a movie in Pattaya, and they showed something about the king before the movie, and everyone stood up. Yeah, it's kind of neat, the culture. I went to the mall one day, and it was right at 10 o'clock. It was Emporium Mall, because I cut through the mall and go up to the BTS so I can get a little escalator work and get a little cool. But they wouldn't let me in yet because they were all at the little temple there right outside the mall. They were doing their prayers, and then they play the national anthem, and it's kind of neat. It's too bad that a lot of other countries don't respect their government or their king or whatever if they're a monarchy like that. I've seen a few videos of Gio's ex, and I now understand why he's single. Toxic. I don't watch her channel, so I couldn't respond to that. I don't know. Oh, speak of the devil, and to answer the question, Kenya is phenomenal dating. Yeah. I was trying to explain why you're single. It's like you're single for a reason, so you can date multiple times. Women cost money, whether it's Bangkok, Kenya, or the Philippines. Absolutely, yeah. Just depends on, and there's different tiers. There's different levels of expense that a woman expects. Some women, if you're lucky enough, they're happy just to go to a night market and get a 60 baht meal just to be around you. Some women would rather cook and clean for you and not expect anything other than that. Then there's the women that like the rooftop bars and the clubs and the high end and the high maintenance type of girls. That's the ones you got to watch out for, and you'll find out real quick who they are. True statement. Yeah. Bless us, JG, for we have sinned. Exactly. I need you to do 15 Hail Marys. Phil from Big World Cinema got taken to the cleaners at a restaurant in Saigon by a Vietnamese woman. Phil, Big World Cinema. I met him one time when he had his comb over. Remember when he had that massive comb over? He looked so goofy, and then he ended up shaving his whole head. But he had this huge comb over. He's got these big, thick glasses. But anyway, I don't want to make fun of him. But he looks a lot better now. But he's kind of a a man whore, I think, isn't he? Or he was. I don't know if he still is or not. That story you told Cal of the cleaner in your school being dropped off by the 70-year-old guy is something. I'm just trying to picture this guy. The guy looks like, I mean, he looked every year of 70, and he might have been older. Who knows? He had completely white hair, very tan, very dark, leathery skin. He had his old red, rusty, beat-up pickup truck that he'd drop her off and pick her up every day. This girl she's probably in her 30s, I would say, maybe 35. She was a little short thing, of course, Filipinas, probably under 5 foot tall. Really cute, though, and just super sweet. I mean, she would go, on her birthday, she would cook these huge meals and bring it to the staff here at the school, and so we could eat for her birthday. I mean, she was so sweet. And that was when I'd always liked Asian women. I always was attracted to the look of Asian women. But that was the first time I thought, oh, if he can do it, why can't I? So I started getting on these Asian dating sites because I'd just gotten divorced, and I started looking around, and that's how it all started. And I started with the Philippines because she was Filipina, so I thought, oh, that's a good place to start. They do the anthem before every movie at Central and Udon. Oh yeah, that's different, isn't it? It's kind of a culture thing that you're not aware of. I think more mature women are understanding of your financial situation if you explain it to them. That's exactly right, and that's why dating gaps don't work for me. It's really hard to date anybody under 30 in Asia. It's easy to date them, but it's hard for them to understand the financial situation. They want to be wined and dined because they see you as the provider. Whereas an older Asian woman, Filipina, Thai, whatever, they understand you're the provider, but they're happier with just the basics, I think. At least that's been my experience. They're not so worried about, going to Prada or Gucci or Louis Vuitton and getting their accessories there or whatever, their clothes. They're more interested in having a stable, secure, and safe lifestyle with their guy. And that's what I've noticed more about anything. You can date these young girls under 30. It's easy to do, but you got to understand, it's like when you were in your 20s, you were a party animal, right? These girls haven't experienced that yet. They're just now getting into that experience of partying all the time, going to the clubs, rooftop bars, having the best of everything. They want to experience that, and you can't really blame them. But you, being in your 50s or 60s or whatever, you're like, I'm done with all that. I just want to settle down and cuddle on the couch or whatever. They're not ready for that yet. So that's the dynamic you're dealing with. And that's why I generally stay away from women under 30. But I will tell you, it's trending in a different direction now here in Thailand. I've noticed a lot of girls that are under 30 that are reaching out to me, and they want to date. So that's been a different experience than when I first started coming to Thailand. I think it's trending in more of that direction. So if you want to date young girls, there's still hope in Thailand. I heard the rooftop bars are more expensive the higher the elevation. In that case, I'm sticking to a 3-story budget, right? Yeah, go to O'Shea's. It's on the 5th floor. They're rooftop. Pretty cheap. Lucy Liu got me interested in Asian women. Remember Ally McBeal? Oh, yeah. I liked, who was the girl in, what was that TV show? That TV show about the doctors, and the main character is the name of the show, and she was a female. But there was the Asian girl that was played by Oh, Sandra Oh. Oh, I thought she was so hot. And then if you ever seen the movie Sideways, she's in that movie. Oh, she's so dynamite in that movie. But my Asian attraction goes way back farther. When I was a kid watching Courtship of Eddie's Father, their Asian caretaker, their Asian nanny or whatever, I had the hots for her. I met my girlfriend on Thai Cupid. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. It's the same. I mentioned this on Geo's. You got to watch out for freelancers on dating sites now. It's the new dating sites, the new walking street for freelancers. They don't have to go out on the street and peddle their wares. They can do it online. So most of the girls that are under 30 on Thai dating sites are probably, I would say 80% of them are probably freelancers. I should do a video on how to spot it. It's the same stereotype here in Mexico. They think if you're a gringo, you have a lot of money. Yeah, that's especially true in the Philippines. They think if you're a foreigner, they think that you're rich, and you are comparative to what they're used to. Even if you're not rich, even if you're just on a basic $1,500 a month Social Security, that's still rich to them. We had a customs and courtesies class before I came for Cobra Gold 20 plus years ago. Cobra Gold. Is that something that doesn't exist anymore? I've never heard of that. Been attracted to Asian women since Asia Carrera. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Tia Carrera, is that who you're talking about? She wasn't she in the Michael Meyer movies? We Irish love to party. Doesn't matter what age we are. True that. I'm always up for a pint or two. Go out and get a Guinness or whatever. Yeah, absolutely, buddy. I understand that. But clubbing is not my thing anymore. I'm literally right across the street from two big clubs here in Bangkok, and I've never been in either one of them. I have no desire to go in there. I would feel like a chaperone because I would walk in there and there wouldn't be anybody but me over the age of 30, whether you're foreign or not. I just don't think it would be a place where old foreigners would go. Now, I could be wrong. I should go in there some night and check it out to see, but I don't think that would be where I would want to hang out. Phil meets women on dating apps. Bad idea, very bad. Most are looking for an expensive meal. Yeah, that's usually the case. They want to be taken care of. One of the red flags, one of the key words that you want to look at if they have a profile, if they're talking about what they're looking for, is they'll either say, don't be stingy, or I'm looking for someone who is generous. Those are your two red flag words. That means they want you to spend money on them. So that's a little hack for you guys there. Yeah, Sandra Oh, she was so hot back then. Yeah, very hot and a great movie too. Yeah, Sideways. If you haven't watched Sideways yet, it's a funny movie. It's really good. But she's awesome in it. I moved to Hawaii at 13, and that changed my preferences with girls. Yeah, Hawaiian women are beautiful. I had a long layover in Honolulu one time, and I didn't want to stay in the airport for 7 hours. So I Google mapped restaurants near the airport, and I found this pizza place. So I basically had my duffel bag, and I walked. It was a little over maybe a kilometer and a half. I walked to this pizza place. It's called Big Kahuna's Pizza. Really good pizza, and the two waitresses there were absolutely adorable. In fact, I kind of creeped a little bit. So it's like, oh, I want to take a picture. I'm going to take a picture of my pizza, but I had the camera level up so I could get her in the picture in the background, so I could just look at that. That was kind of creepy, but that's okay. I don't mind. But the pizza was really good too. Older expats can party. Netflix, popcorn, and a 10-minute Michael Jackson moonwalk, bathroom breaks, all in good fun. Absolutely. Yeah, that's our party. Right, lots of scammers and freelancers on Thai Cupid and Thai Friendly. Yeah, there are. But if you're patient and you weed through it, I put right. This is what I would do if I had a dating site. I'd put right at the top, no freelancers, but that wouldn't stop them from liking you because they, for whatever reason, they think that doesn't apply to them. They have Irish pubs there in Bangkok. Absolutely, they got a ton of them, and they're all good. I did a video, didn't get a lot of views. I did a video for St. Patrick's Day. I went to 6, maybe 7 different Irish pubs along Sukhumvit, and I had a blast. Didn't get a lot of views, but I had fun. Oh, Cobra Gold is a U.S. military exercise that took place in Thailand every year. Good times. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Military training exercise in Thailand. I believe it is still going on. It was my first time eating som tom. I thought my face was going to fall off. Yeah. Yeah. Tom yum soup is so good. Oh my gosh. It was so good. First time I had it, I thought I was going to have a brain aneurysm. It was so hot, but it was so good I couldn't stop eating it. Have you been monitoring NVIDIA lately? Hang in there. The next calendar year, it will surge. They have signed a big partnership with a gigantic Indian conglomerate. I checked it out the other day. Let me see. I'm still ahead, but I don't act like I know anything about stocks or anything like that. So if you're looking for me for advice, don't, because usually when I buy a stock, it tumbles right after I buy it. So I'm not a good person to listen to when it comes to. It's doing pretty well. Oh, I lost the internet for a second. That's why. Sorry about that, guys. I think we're back on now. Um, anyway, let's see. David Bowie, My China Girl. Yeah, actually, I played that my first show on my Super Q music channel. I played David Bowie, China Girl. Sideways is a good movie. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely true in regard to code words on dating sites. That, and I'm not drinking any fucking Merlot. Yeah, that's right. Sideways, yeah. That's a great line in the movie. Oh, yeah, I love that. Yeah, NVIDIA, let me see. What's NVIDIA at? Oh, it dropped a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I bought it at 169.50 and it's currently at 224.41. So I'm still in good shape. I buy and hold, guys. I'm not a day trader or anything like that. So I've got 4 stocks. I got NVIDIA and I got God damn it. And I got QBTS, D-Wave Quantum, and I bought that at 1954 and it's at 20, so I'm still a little ahead on that. And I got CDE, which is the Coeur Mining, and that's I'm down on that. And then I got Rigetti, which I'm way down on. I bought that way the wrong time. But anyway, so don't listen to my advice. Yeah, Tia Carrera is a smoke show, but Asia Carrera featured in niche films. I'm not familiar with Asia Carrera. Do you go out when they celebrate Songkran? I did this year. I went out on the Monday, the first official day, and I did a video on Soi 4, Sukhumvit Soi 4. But then I stayed in. I stayed away from the rest of the week. It was okay. I mean, it's a great time, but A little bit goes a long way. Caterpillar is surpassing all expectations. 888 a share now, down a bit from 902 a share. Oh, nice. Any experience of Med Park Hospital in Bangkok? Plan to get a colonoscopy and yearly medical screening there. I don't know anything about the Bangkok hospitals. I did when I got in my bike accident. That was in Hua Hin, and the hospital there, they took really good care of me, so I have no complaints. But I've heard great things about the medical facilities here in Bangkok. Trini, the yellow Power Ranger, did me in on Asia women. Who gives you your stock picks, Gio? No, I picked on my own, which I probably shouldn't have. But let's see, Caterpillar was the first stock I purchased as an 18-year-old back in 91 at $5. Nice. Don't Google Asia Carrera. Okay. I got you now. I know what you're talking about. Aside from Sideways, actor Paul Giamatti is in another film, Cold Souls, another interesting and green film. I like Paul Giamatti. He's done really great things, except for the latest Star Trek series, the Fleet Academy or whatever. That looked like a horrible thing. So anyway, the chat is turning into CNBC. Right, guys? Come on. Jim Cramer, buy. Sell. Typo, great film. Oh, okay. Great film. Oh, green film. I got you. Yeah, great film. I was wondering what genre is green film? What is your favorite supermarket? I'm just hoping to find some beet juice and either blueberries or strawberries. I just want to eat healthy while away and not eat American fast food all day. Yeah, you don't have to worry about, there's fast food restaurants. You got the normal McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell, but I don't eat at those places. Grocery stores, if you're on Sukhumvit, in the Prompong area, there's the gourmet markets at the lower level of M-Sphere and Emporium, or not Emporium, M Quartier malls. Those you can find Western items. It's a little more expensive. If you want to go to Villa Market, which is down between, I think, right around 31, Sukhumvit 31. Villa Market has some good Western items there, but you're going to pay a little extra for the Western stuff. I was at a market down on Sok Montree. I did a video on. I can't remember the name of it. It's about a kilometer from Sukhumvit Road, and they had a stand there that was selling mulberries, fresh mulberries. And it's like, I haven't had a mulberry since I was a kid. We had a mulberry bush outside in our backyard, and we used to go out there as kids and just sit there and pick them right off the bush and eat them right there. And we'd be barefoot, so our bottom of our feet would be black from stepping on all these mulberries. But you can go to these markets and find fresh fruits and vegetables. Don't Google Charmaine Starr either. Okay. Well, there's a lot I probably shouldn't Google. Paul Giamatti was great in Cinderella Man. I don't think I ever saw that movie. Kramer must be on the live stream. Yeah, no doubt. Do they have a big C there? Yeah, there's one literally right on the next Zoe from me. I'm on 24, right at 26 and Rama 4. There's a big C, and then right across the street is a Lotus's. And those are both great grocery stores if you like, if you want big grocery stores that has cheap food. Do you know Eager Expat? Yeah, I know Joe. It's hard to find baked beans there. Oh, I don't know that I've ever looked. That's not at the top of my list for groceries. It brings to mind Blazing Saddles, where they're all around the campfire. Lots being discussed today. Visas, hot actresses, and stocks. Yeah. What's next, right? We have mulberries up here in Chiang Rai. Oh, cool. Maybe that's where they came from. It's kind of ironic for me. I do not eat McDonald's or Subways when in the States, but in Asia, I get a hankering for an American food, and I seek out McDonald's and Subway for a taste of home. Yeah, that is ironic. There's so many. The neat thing about Bangkok is they don't have the American chain restaurants that you would think of, like even in BGC in Manila, they've got, they got Texas Roadhouse, Denny's, Olive Garden, all those. They don't have those here really, but they do have locally owned restaurants that make great Western food, even better than the chain restaurants, in my opinion, and probably cheaper. So you've got all kinds of options as far as food here in Bangkok. I've never been disappointed eating in Bangkok. Have you found a good bagel place or Jewish deli there? I have not. I'm not big into bagels. I used to work at, what's the name of that place? Gosh, I can't remember now. I worked at a bagel coffee place. They're based out of St. Louis. What is the name of that place? Anyway, I worked there for a while and used to eat their bagels a lot. But I read somewhere that bagels may be the worst food you can have, even worse than donuts. So I kind of cut back on that. Buddy's has good bowl of chili. Yeah, Buddy's is a great place. There's like 5 or 6 locations around Bangkok, and they've got great food. Their burgers are super good. Yeah, like you said, their chili's good. Joe the Eager Expat did quite well as a postal worker retirement-wise. Yeah, I mean, he had the pension back then. From statistics, living in Thailand is much healthier than the United States. Obesity rates in Thailand is 15% versus 42% in the U.S., probably from the day-to-day way of life. Well, there's a video out. They showed a typical beach in the U.S. back in the 70s, and you didn't see one fat person. Now they show it, and everybody's fat. Panera Bread, that's it. That's what it was. Thanks. Had a senior moment there. But yeah, it's not the lifestyle. It's the crap they're feeding us in the U.S., and that's what's killing America. That's why we're so obese. And my conspiracy theory is working overtime with this because it's like, okay, it's the FDA and the food industry working in cahoots with the big pharma. It's like, oh, we need to create ways that we can get the public to buy our medicine. Let's make everybody fat so they have to get Ozempic or whatever. So it's all the big farm, all the big companies. I mean, I was reading the other day. It's like we grew up thinking breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's not. It's not, guys. The Mr. Kellogg, the guy, the cereal guy, he started that campaign that breakfast is the most important meal of the day to push his cereal. So it's not. It's in fact, it's probably more detrimental to eat breakfast because, just because the way our metabolism is set. When you eat breakfast in the morning, that stuff just sits there, and you're not burning fat anymore. So there's a whole article about that, or a few articles about that. So I'm not a specialist or anything like that, but I believe that stuff. I lived in Santa Fe, and I find it hilarious that Santa Fe steaks is a big deal. Huh, interesting. That's why I never took to Bangkok, and the language barrier in the provinces is a big issue. I prefer Phuket to Bangkok. Really, I've never been to Phuket, so I would like to go check it out just to see what it's like. I was surprised to hear there's an A&W in Bangkok. Worked for them as a teen in the 90s. Also strange that Kenny Rogers Roasters is booming in the Philippines. In the U.S., they never really took off. Yeah, they still have Shakey's Pizza in the Philippines, too. Everyone is fat because everyone drives in the U.S., no one walks. Yeah, that's probably true, too. I agree 100%, yeah. I'm not a big eater in the morning. Yeah, here's what I've been doing, and you can see how svelte my body is. It's not really working yet. Problem is, I start losing weight, and then it's like, hey, I'll get a message. It's like, hey, we're all meeting in O'Shea's. Let's go grab a beer. So it's like 3 beers later. Then the next day, I got this big gut again. So I lose weight and I gain it back. I lose weight. It's constant effort for me. But yeah, I usually try to eat dinner before 7, and then I won't eat again until noon the next day. So I kind of fast for those 17 hours. Yeah, so I do like a 17-hour fast basically, and just eat 2 meals a day. I'll eat a lunch and then I'll eat an early dinner, and that seems to. I mean, I don't really. I used to eat. I wasn't hungry. I just felt like, oh, it's time to eat, so I better eat something. Not because I was hungry. I had a challenge. I think it was on my live stream last week, and I'm going to do it. Do a video of only eating 7-Eleven food here for a week. I think I'm going to do it. It'll be interesting. So I may start that process next week. We'll see. That could be an interesting week. I tried that OMAD diet a few months ago, 1 meal a day, or fasting for 15 hours. Okay. So your fasting would be on a rotating clock basically. So intermittent fasting is the answer. I'm wearing the same tinfoil hat about pharma and the food makers. Yeah. You know what? Most of these, most of the tinfoil hat wearers, it comes out to be true. Most of these things come out to be true in the end. So, maybe there's something to it. Just eat apples and bananas and you will lose some weight. I don't like apples. I do like bananas, though. But not constantly, just every once in a while. Intermittent fasting had helped in my own life. It is a great way to stay healthy. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Phuket is best visited at the beginning of the high season. Less people. Really? 777. What's that? Are there any good sports bars for UFC or F1 in Bangkok? Yeah, there's sports bars all over. In fact, one of the places where we have lunch on Saturdays is PJ O'Brien's up on what is it? Not Ekamai, the next one. Oh, where Geo lives. Anyway, there's a new bar that's on the corner there called The Grounds or something like that. But anyway, they're starting they got a third floor where it's going to be a sports lounge, but I think they're going to have big TVs and they'll show. UFC's big here. Obviously, football or soccer, as we call it, is big here. Rugby's big. So, and F1 I think is big too. In fact, in 2027 they're bringing F1 to Bangkok, I've heard. So that'll be interesting. Where they're gonna do it around Chatuchak Park and Market, I think. In 7-Eleven in Thailand, they have weird flavors of potato chips. Yeah, they do. Thai 7-Eleven rules. That will make a fun video. Yeah. And I'm not going to do I can go to a 7-Eleven and buy bananas. It's not going to be things that you can buy at any market. It's got to be things that are specific to 7-Eleven. So that will be my budget. Yeah, I can live for 7 days at 7-Elevens for 700 baht. Yeah, exactly. Seven days at 7-Eleven for 700 baht. That might be the title of my video. World Cup starts next month. That'll be huge too. Is their Thai soccer team any good? Yeah, actually they are good. I have not been to a match yet. I haven't checked out their games yet. I would like to. Let's see. Let me look it up here real quick. Bangkok. It's Bangkok FC, Bangkok Football Club, and let's see what is their record. They're tied for second. It looks like. Um, Let me look and see what their record is. They are. Oh, maybe they're not so good. It looked like they were always winning when they'd show the score. They're 9-17. It looks like they're 18th place or something like that. I don't know how to read these scores. They have different point systems. So, anyway, they have 35 points. But so yeah, they're 9-17. But yeah, it would be fun to go watch them. I would like to. I'm not a big soccer fan. I think it's boring sport, but just to go live to watch that would be kind of neat. I'll get the jersey and everything. No, no what? I'm more into Spanish club football and NFL and college football. Well, college football is number one for me, and then NFL, and then college basketball. Make it more interesting. 70 baht for the week. I don't think I could do 70 baht. I could do meals for 70. Most, like, you can get a burger or a little Thai meal that you can heat up for like 35 baht. You can get one of those little toasties for breakfast. I'll get that. That's like 35 baht. Mexico loves soccer, football. Yeah. Everybody, all the Europeans love it too. Is there something similar there in Bangkok compared to the dollar store in the U.S.? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, most of the stuff in Bangkok is pretty cheap anyway, so you're not going to have to deal. I mean, you can go to these local markets and get items really cheap. Hi, JJ. I live in Bangkok and Temu works for me. Oh, okay, great. I wonder if there's a different. Maybe I need a different app. Maybe I'm on the American app or something. Because when I try to put my address in, it only gives me an option for a U.S. address. It doesn't give me the option for a Thai address. I can't imagine running around a soccer field in that heat. I can't imagine running around a soccer field anytime. You can do 70 intermittent fasting. Yeah. All right, man, we covered a lot. We talked about diet. We talked about stocks. We talked about a little bit about dating. We talked about my other channel, which my next premiere is tonight at 10 p.m. Thailand time, which is 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Sunday morning in the U.S. Eastern time. So if you want to check out 80s music, check that out today or tonight. It'd be fun to do. That's JJ Radio Guy. That's my other channel name. I used to go by JJ Davis back in the day when I was in radio. Be fun if they ever had an NFL or NBA basketball game in Bangkok. That would be tough. That's a long trip. I mean, we're talking, what is that, 14 hours, 15 hours direct? Greetings from Hua Hin. Oh, awesome. I love Hua Hin. They love basketball in the Philippines. Yeah, isn't that odd? Isn't that ironic? Shortest people in the world, pretty much, and they love basketball. Yeah, we got an hour and 15 minutes, and I'll keep going as long as my voice holds out and as long as chat's good. We still got 35 on. That's good. Like and subscribe both channels. Yes, I appreciate that, David. Do hit that like button, guys. That would I would have greatly appreciate that. It helps the algorithm, as you know. And then check out my other channel. Now I had some issues. I gotta warn you that there's a couple of like throughout the 2-hour show, there's a few times where the audio drops, and I couldn't figure out if it was coming through post-production when I was editing in CapCut, or if it. So I checked the when I uploaded it to my computer, and I checked the raw file, and I listened back to that. It was doing it then. So then I looked and I checked the recording when I did it on StreamYard, and it was doing it then. So I traced it all the way back to that, and I went and asked Google Gemini. He's my buddy, and I asked him why is my audio cutting out, and we had it narrowed down. And here's what we found out. I will show you, or I will tell you what he said, and I'll tell you what happened. So, what happened was the USB root hub power settings was wrong. So what it was doing was when I had that was turned on, and what it would do, it would when the computer's looking at the interface, the audio interface, it is shutting down these USB ports, thinking that they're not in use, so it's trying to save energy. So it would periodically shut it down for a second, and then it'd come back up, and it would clip my audio. My audio would dip. So I went into the settings, and I unchecked that box, and then I did a test run, and it worked. So this stream. I'd already done it. I'd already uploaded and everything. So you're going to hear a couple of times, or a few times, it'll drop. The audio will drop a little bit. Minorly annoying, but you'll still be able to hear the music. It's in stereo. It's all downloaded in Wave, so it's really good quality. But after this week, next week it'll be perfect. So from this point on, we'll be in good shape. China had a 7-foot player in the NBA. Yeah, Manute Bol, right? He was from China, right? Manute Bol. He was over 7 foot, I think. Why did you change the time on the music channel? I only got a few people watching on the premiere, the live premiere. So I thought, well, I'll try a different time to see if I get more people watching. If not, I'll go back to it. I'll just kind of experiment on the times to see which is best. And to be honest, I had to get up at 6 a.m. to do this, and it's like, I'm just so tired. And by the time I did my live stream here at 9, I was like, I was already ready for a nap. So, but we'll see how it works out. By the way, thanks for being a member, Kiki and Jasmine. I appreciate that. If you want to be a member, you get to see my videos before anybody else, before they go public, and it's only 99 cents a month, so you're more than welcome to join. Too bad baseball never took off in Southeast Asia. It would be cool to have baseball out there. Yeah, I like baseball. Thai pro women golfers do quite well in the U.S. Pro Women's Tour. I believe that a Thai golfer is ranked number 1 recently. I believe you're right. Asian women overall, Koreans, South Korean golfers do really, really well. Taiwanese, Japanese, they all do really, really well. And they're not bad to look at either. It's pretty good eye candy to watch. I like watching the LPGA. They have a tour here in Pattaya every February. It's the, I think it's the Honda. It's either the Honda or the HSBC Classic. It's an LPGA. It's the ladies. And I went 3 years ago and watched the girls play, and they're so good, first of all, and they're fun to watch, and they're not bad eye candy to watch either. So Yao Ming from China, yeah. Manute Bol, oh, that's right. Manute Bol's from Africa. Yao Ming, yeah, you're right. I'm not a big NBA guy. I haven't really watched the NBA since Larry Bird retired. The Chinese 7-foot NBA player was Yao Ming, yeah, you're right. My bad. Welcome. Come on, cheapskates. It's only $1. That's right. Or better yet, buy me a coffee on my other channel, because I don't get paid on that channel. So you can help support the radio channel by buying me a coffee. JJ, what's the link for your radio channel? It's JJ at JJ Radio Guy. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Stand by. Riveting live radio. Okay, so. Huh. Anyway, so let me just put the. I'll just type it in here. At JJ Radio Guy. If you just type that in to your search bar in YouTube, you should find it. Oops, I doubled. There's only one R in radio. Sometimes my keyboard double types the R. Either I have heavy fingers or I don't know what's going on. So, okay, so it's at JJ Radio Guy. That one's the correct one. Right there. At JJ Radio Guy. So you can check that out. I'd appreciate that. Listen to some good 80s music, some 70s music. Lydia Ko has the best legs in the history of legs. Oh, my God. Lydia Ko is my absolute favorite. She's my favorite golfer. In fact, when I watched down at Patti, I watched the tournament. I followed her group, her and Nelly Korda, and whoever the number one Thai female golfer was at the time. Tita Cool, I think her last name is. Those three, I watched those three. And I followed their group all around. That was the best. That was the best day because those three golfers, first of all, they're super good. Second, they're gorgeous. And yeah, you're right. Great legs in the history of legs. Fit, slim, athletic. Those Asian golfers are a sight to behold. Absolutely. Oh yeah, just love it. When your music channel grows, you could have 3 Thai models dancing in the background. Like Robert Palmer's music video. That would be fun. Yeah, it's got to grow pretty good because I'd have to pay him a little bit of money to do that. I could have AI do it maybe. You should invite the Savvy Expat to the party with you there in Bangkok. He's in BGC, or Makati maybe. I don't know where he's at now. I haven't seen him for a while. Oh, that's not the right one. Yeah, it's that one, JJ Radio Guy. So... yeah, check that out, guys, if you want. Tonight at 10 p.m. Thailand time. Appreciate it. All right, it's hour and 24 in. We've still got 33 on board. Hit that like button, guys. Appreciate it. And what else on your guys' mind? Anything? While you guys think about that, I'm going to blow my nose real quick. Hang on just a second. Okay, guys, good. Hey, we didn't lose anybody. We're still got 33. All right, let's see what's going on. Have you heard of Alex Ayala, the Filipina tennis player? I have not. I don't follow tennis much. Sergio Garcia made a fool of himself at the Masters. That Spanish temper is something to behold. You know what? Yeah, I remember that. He was smashing his club and on the tee box and then who's the other? John Rahm. He's the other Spanish guy, right? He's got quite a temper too, so it's interesting. I like Rory. He's my him and yeah, Rory's probably my favorite golfer that's still playing. Is this still the burning season? If so, how are you handling the seasonal pollution? No, I think the burning season's pretty much over. It was really bad here in January and February. I went a couple of times. I went down to Hua Hin to get away from it. But yeah, it got kind of bad this year. But it usually only lasts till about March here. It might go a little later up north, up around Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai. It might last a little later than that. But yeah, it's pretty much done now. We're getting into the rainy season now, so it'll start raining here pretty much every day. But it doesn't rain all day. It rains for a couple hours, late afternoon, early evening, and then it's pretty much done. So that's the nice thing about rainy season here. It's not a all day thing. What else on your mind, guys? We'll keep going for a little bit. We'll go to the bottom of the hour. If we still got a good chat going, we'll keep going until maybe the top of the hour. And then it'll be lunchtime for me. Start my 7-Eleven diet. It'll be interesting to see if I lose or gain any weight. That will be the interesting part. Or if I just maintain. Because I'll probably only eat one of those little meals each meal, so it's not that much really. But you're looking at rice and noodles, so a lot of carbs. So I don't know how that's going to affect my tummy, especially the spicy stuff. There is one meal I get there sometimes. It's what is it called? It's a kind of a noodle, kind of a soup noodle, and it's really spicy, and it's got chicken in it. I can't think of it at the top of my head, but it's really good. Portrush in Northern Ireland is Rory's local club, a beautiful links course. Cool. Yeah, he's from Northern Ireland. So when you look at Rory and they show the flag, it's like that's not Irish. That's not the Ireland flag. It's the Northern Ireland flag. So it's a little different. Do they have umbrella girls at the golf courses? Yeah, they have. You get your own caddy, and so they'll have umbrellas. They drive the golf cart. You can't drive the cart. They know the course, so they can tell you exactly the distance and how the greens are affected. As far as the undulation of the greens and all that. So yeah, they're super good at what they do. And usually there's a fee, and then you pay them a little extra, anywhere between 500 and 1,000 baht tip is probably the going rate, depending on which club you're at. But yeah, they'll have the umbrella if you need the shade. They'll do that. I watched this one guy. I think he's European, maybe Scandinavian or up there somewhere. Um, but he does a channel, and I think he lives in Thailand. So most of the courses he's on are in Thailand somewhere. And he's pretty funny. I can't think of the name of his channel, but he always has these wild matching outfits. The hat, he's got a little bucket hat, shirt, shorts, they all match. Always wears sunglasses. He usually has the colorful sunscreen all over his face, so he's all lathered up, so to speak. But he's a good golfer, and I like watching his videos where he's talking about how to golf under 100, how to score under 90, and those, because that's kind of where I'm at right now. We're on the driving range yesterday, a bunch of us, and we always do a simulation game. And I was doing pretty well. I had 3 pars. I only got through like 14 holes before our time limit was up. But I had 3 pars, and I was at, I think I was 14 over. So I was right at bogey golf, which is good for me. But, of course, you can't putt there. It's simulated. They simulate your putting. So I don't know how that would differ from my real putting. Actually, putting is probably my strength of my game. Not to infringe upon your personal life, in general, how are the neighbors in places lived? Do they keep to themselves or often invite nearby neighbors to gather? So I'm in a condo, so you don't see a lot of neighbors gathering. It's not like you're living in a neighborhood, like when you have individual houses and things like that, like we're used to in the West. Guy next door, he just moved in like last month, and he's an Airbnb guy. He's only going to be here for another month or so, so he'll be gone. I think he's from the UK. But I really don't. I don't see a lot of the people. Once in a while, like if I'm at the gym or in the pool, I'll see them. But we really don't talk that much. I'll say hello and that sort of thing. Um, but no, it's not really a big thing. Have you tried Mark Wien's restaurant? Very spicy pad krapow. Yeah, it's right on Ekamai, right near the driving range that we go to every week. It's called Ped Mark. So Ped is spicy, and Mak is very in Thai. So if you want spicy food, you say Ped Mak. But he's got that play on words. So Mark Wien. So he goes by Ped Mark. But yeah, he likes spicy food. So yeah, I love Pad Krapow. That's one of my favorites. I'm going to jump off, guys, heading out for a few drinks. Have fun, Kiki and Jasmine. Enjoy your life. And we'll talk to you next time. Take care. Does Bangkok have mini golf? I don't know. I don't know if they do or not. I've never looked into that. That'd be a neat date to take a girl on if you find a girl. Go to a mini golf course. That would be kind of fun. Or bowling. I know they have bowling alleys here. Most of them are in the malls. But yeah, they've got some malls that have ice skating rinks, which is kind of cool. All right, we're going to go until I run out of coffee because then I won't have anything to quench my thirst. So I got a little bit left, maybe about 5 or 6 swallows. So we'll go until then. What else is on your mind, guys? What else was I going to talk about? I can't remember what else I was going to talk about. Hang on just a second. Let me look and see what I have on the description. I was going to talk about my retirement visa. We did that. Oh, I was going to talk about e-bagging on YouTube. Out of control in the Philippines. If anybody wants to talk about that, we can talk a little bit about that. I won't mention any names or anything like that, YouTube channels, but we'll just talk in generalities about it. If you want to discuss that, we can open that up for discussion. Pedmark, that's a death knell of a business name in the States. Oh yeah, right. That's right. That's right by the. That's right next door to the pizza place, right? Pizzagate. But it's Phed if you want to spell it. I thought you were leaving. But I get it in Thailand. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ped. It would be if you do the Anglo spelling or whatever they call it, or the phonetic spelling, it would be Phed. Ped Mak, M-A-K. Yeah. So I did a video that's on my membership page about some of the mistakes or some of the misconceptions that people come to Thailand not understanding, and I related it to some of my subscribers. So one of the neatest parts about having this YouTube channel is meeting subscribers when they come here. But a lot of them have on one hand they have their expectations of what Thailand's all about, and then you got the reality on the other hand. And the number one thing, and I don't want to mention names, but this one guy I met, he's a really cool guy. He's from Italy, but I had a chance to meet him the other day. But we were going to meet at Laughing Tiger at 5 p.m. This was Wednesday or Thursday this week. And I said, okay, meet at 5 p.m. Laughing Tiger. Gave him the address and all that. He says, okay, great. I get there about 5 till. I message him. I said, hey, I'm inside the bar there, and About 10 after 5, I get a message from him. He goes, running a little late. I didn't realize traffic was going to be so bad. So he took a Grab, and that's one of the misconceptions. That's like you got this perception about Bangkok and the reality. And the reality is, if you're in traffic in Bangkok, you better add at least a half hour to your destination time because you're not going to get there. As soon as I found out he was on a Grab, it's like, oh, he won't get here till after 5:30. So that was kind of funny, but it gave me this idea for this video. So I got this video of like 9 things that people think they know about Bangkok, but when they get there, the reality hits. So that'll post probably next week sometime public. The H is for aspirated, not the F. That is the PH. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't count. PH in Thai isn't the F sound. Yeah, you're right. But it would be like, if you phoneticize, it would be ped, pe, like PH, pe, that sound, ped. Do you think the regular guy can survive the streets of Soy Cowboy? Oh, yeah. He would probably thrive there. He would be fine. Yeah. Because I think he's been to enough of those adult areas that he knows what to expect. So, yeah, he wouldn't have a problem there. But there are some greenhorns, so to speak, that come to Bangkok and don't realize what it's all about, especially the adult areas. So, yeah, but regular guy wouldn't. I don't think he'd have a problem. He would enjoy it, I think. I would welcome him. I think hasn't he been to Bangkok before? I'm pretty sure he's been here before, so I don't think there'd be anything new for him. I would welcome him to come. He's he's an open invitation. If he hasn't been to Bangkok before, here's your open invitation. Come, I'll show you around, show you the adult areas if that's what he would be looking for. So, yeah, no problem. All right, we're down to about 3 more sips. We'll go through a few more minutes. I got to go to the pharmacy today, too, and pick up something for I got to get some Mucinex or something for this this drainage crap that's driving me crazy. It's worse at night. I'll lay in bed and I'll start hacking. So I haven't gotten good sleep for a while, but all's good, still good because I'm living my life in Thailand, so can't beat that. I had allergies in the U.S. all the time. I was always having problems with my allergies in the U.S. So nothing different there. So it's not Bangkok, it's not Thailand. So don't say, oh, it's because you live in Thailand, you need to get out of there. No, that's not it. It's just me. No matter where I'm at, I have that problem. So, but yeah, the e-begging has gotten to another level, and I've noticed it especially in the Philippines, and it seems like every week there's another YouTuber that's having financial issues, and they'll get on and they'll start asking for help, asking for money, or giving their sob stories, and it kind of gets it's draining. What do they call it? The fatigue. Yeah, e-begging fatigue in the Philippines, and yeah, it's like, man, I if I ever got to a point where I needed help financially, I think getting on my YouTube page would be the last thing I would do. I just have too much. To me, it's like a pride thing. It's like, I made my bed. Now I got to sleep in it. I'll figure it out myself. Ohio Valley and Louisville, miserable 6 out of 12 months in Texas now. Oh, wow. Okay. You can do your new video at 7-Eleven in the middle of Soy Cowboy. I don't think there is a 7-Eleven in Soy Cowboy. In fact, I'm pretty sure there isn't. I'm sure there's one probably right across the street or right around the corner. Kidding, of course. Yeah, I know you are. Do you have health insurance? Yes, I do. I've got travel insurance right now, but I'll probably shift that over to a more permanent regular insurance, maybe within the next year, because I'm getting older And eventually, I won't be able to get travel insurance. I'll be too old for it. So I want to get locked in into just a regular insurance. But pretty much it's just major medical stuff. All the minor stuff I just pay out of pocket, so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, guys, I think we're going to call it a day. Thank you so much. Before you leave, make sure you hit that like button for me, that thumbs up. That really helps the algorithm. And we'll get back on here next Sunday at 9 a.m. Hopefully you'll join me for that. And if you want to listen to some good music tonight, we premiere show number 3 on my other YouTube channel, which is at JJ Radio Guy. So check that out. And as always, live life, my friend. Sabai, sabai. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.